For the past years, I've done thousands of solves, consistently averaging mid to low 8s. Even though I've had some good results, I always seem to average the same, sometimes worse. But now, I'm looking to go beyond my limits. Okay, let's get straight to the point. How can I reach Sub-7? The truth is, there are many ways to reach this goal. I could be aiming for better efficiency, faster TPS, or learn more ALKs. To figure out what aspects I should work on, let's first analyze my solves. Now, let's break down this average of 5. Okay, so here's the first solve. And for this solve, I did yellow cross and I planned these pair for inspection. Now, so for the cross, I inserted orange and green like this. And then I inserted red and blue. Now, my plan pair is right here, behind here, so I can immediately solve it to the front like this. Now here what I did was, I solved these two pair. I did a sledge and inserted it to the back. Next is these two. And now here, for some reason, I rotated here and I thought it will be solved from this angle, but turns out I was wrong, so I just did an F move from this angle. Now it's just OLL and PLL. Okay, so here's the second solve. Here I did white cross, and I did white cross while preserving this free pair right here. So what I did was, I did a U prime, then I inserted orange, then I solved red and blue, and lastly I inserted green. And here I aligned the cross with a white U, so I can insert this free pair into the back. And next I solved these two, and next I solved these two. And here what I did was, I did an F prime U prime F and solved the pair, which doesn't orient the edges and it gives me a bad OLL. What I clearly should have done here is if I did another U and solve the case like usual, I would have gotten an OLL skip, which gives me a really easy apron. Okay, here's the third solve. Here I did yellow cross and I planned these two pair in inspection for my first pair. Okay, so what I did was I did a DR to insert blue, and I did a D R to F2 to insert red and green. Now here I line across as usual, and here my mistake was I thought this pair could be solved into the back here, so that's what I did, but it went pretty smoothly as I immediately cancel into solving these two right here. So I solve, and which takes this pair out, and I solve it into the back. Next is these pair, and next is these, which I can solve with a sledge and insert. And here's this OLL and a V perm. Here what I should have done is, after doing the cross, before realigning it, I should have realigned it with a white U, so this pair can be correctly solved into the back. Now here I'll probably do these pair, and I see these two, so I can solve it here. And lastly, these two. Now OL and PLL. Here's the fourth solve. Here I did white cross, and I planned these two pair for my first pair in inspection. Here what I did was I hold it in this angle, and I did a D, and then inserted blue and green like this. Then I inserted red. Now I can immediately go into solving my first pair here. Now for my second pair, I did these two on the back. I first saw this corner, and I know the edge is right here on the back. So how I solved it was I did an F move, and then I inserted it into the back. Next is these two, and then these two. Now here, how I will usually recognize the PLL is by paying attention to the headlights. And for this OLL, for this pattern, I know the headlights will be on the right. And usually, doing most PLL algorithms has the headlights on the right, on the left side. So after doing the algorithm, the OLL, I immediately did a U2, which gives me an apron from this angle. And here I solve it with L and D moves like this. But I think a better alternative algorithm will be to solve with R, U and D moves like this one, since you do not have to regrip. And yeah. Okay, so here's the last solve. Here I did white and I did white cross while preserving this free pair. So first what I did was I inserted blue, then I move orange and red to the side like this. Then I did a D prime and inserted both of them. And here I realign with a white U so I can insert this free pair. Next I did these two, Here, there's a free pair. Then next I did these two. Here is just OLO and PLO. So something I miss is after inserting the blue cross, I actually created a block for the red cross here. So if I could insert the red and blue edge, I will create an X cross. And turns out it's just right here. So how I will solve it is I'll do a U prime D prime, then D prime, then I'll insert the red cross first, and then I'll insert the red blue edge into the back like this, and then I'll do white U to realign, and I get an X cross. So to cross this barrier, here are a few things I will do. For my average of 5, I found out that my average TPS is 7.5, which is not the maximum. But it's not just about turning as fast as possible, it's about having fluid turning too. So I can practice this with drilling PLL outs or solves turning at maximum speed. But you can't get fast times if you just turn fast and not plan well in inspection. Planning before solves is one of the most important things to get fast results. What I can do is I can deliberately practice planning at least cross plus 1 in 15 seconds, or planning as far as possible without any time limit. Another thing I can do is I can pay attention to details and identify what bad habits are holding me back. So things like unnecessary rotations, inefficient solutions, or bad outs. Obviously, one of the best ways to improve in anything is to learn how the greatest in the world do it, which is what I'm planning to continue this series with. I'll study the solution of top cubers and share it with all of you, so stay tuned, and thank you for watching.